The gloom shrouds the horizon while the waves thunder in a steady cadence, akin to a living pulse. The noise is spellbinding yet carries an underlying tone, a lurking peril unseen. From the earliest days of humankind, the sea has stood as a realm of enigma and trepidation. Beneath its surface lie secrets that elude human grasp, and within its abyss dwell beings never witnessed. Amidst these countless tales of dread and conjecture, one presence rises as the epitome of disorder, an unconquerable, primeval, and gargantuan force. This energy is not merely a tangible creature but rather a representation of all that lies outside our dominion. It resides at the fringes of fantasy, sustained by the unfathomable. It embodies what cannot be subdued or deciphered, a reminder of human vulnerability. Its might does not stem solely from its monstrous shape but from the dread it instills, a terror that resonates across eras, from the first seafarers to contemporary times. In today's age, where science endeavors to demystify every facet of existence, there persists an element beyond reach. More than 80% of the ocean floor stays uncharted, brimming with riddles that may forever remain unsolved. Perhaps this very fact renders the figure so spine-chilling. It symbolizes what we cannot perceive, grasp, or fathom. With each wave that breaks upon the beach, it murmurs, biding its time in the chasm. If you wish to delve further into mysteries such as these and plunge deeper into the enigmatic, subscribe immediately to ensure you don't miss any revelations. Central to this timeless lore is the notion of something impervious and eternal. Envision a presence so formidable that no weapon crafted by mankind could even mar it. This portrayal transcends the corporeal, it stirs a raw sensation of powerlessness. Regardless of the valor of past warriors or the sophistication of present-day technology, this force remains inviolate. The elders recounted tales of scale like stone, jaws able to pulverize anything in their wake, and breath that scorched the surrounding air. Yet the true menace wasn't confined to these features alone. It was the undeniable truth that, in the face of this entity, even the mightiest were rendered trivial. It wasn't merely a hazard, it was a living embodiment of pandemonium. This juxtaposition of genesis and annihilation is captivating. While certain myths regard the sea as a wellspring of vitality, others perceive its recesses as a den of terrors. Here, this force acts as a reminder that even amidst the ocean's splendor, a sinister presence looms. It neither seeks conflict nor supremacy, it merely exists, apathetic to humanity's efforts at mastery. This interplay of structure and turmoil cements its status as an emblematic figure, mirroring our apprehensions about the obscure. Through the centuries, this mythic persona has accrued additional layers of significance. In various customs, it evolved from a mere marine monstrosity into a moral emblem. It came to signify not only outward perils but also the internal frailties of the human psyche. Jealousy, bitterness, and unrestrained yearning are consumed by this force, as though it were an extension of the emotional void itself. This reading introduces another facet to the tale. Now, it's not only a corporeal menace but a force that devours the murkiest elements of the human plight. It's as if every cynical thought, every harbored animosity, is swept into the unfathomable deep. This perspective morphs the figure into something nearly ethereal, linking it directly to human transgressions and flaws. What captures attention most is how this progression of the myth reflects cultural transformations over time. Initially, it was a natural beast, rooted in the material world. Subsequently, it morphed into a spiritual entity associated with everlasting retribution. This shift demonstrates how humans cast their innermost fears onto allegorical forms, reshaping them as beliefs and ideals evolve. Nevertheless, it remains a steadfast presence, invariably tied to upheaval and the certainty of conclusion. Another notable feature of this saga is its association with the destiny of the Earth. Numerous archaic accounts propose this monumental force will assume a pivotal role in the concluding chapters of history. They claim that when the appointed hour arrives, it will engage in a titanic clash against other equally mighty colossi. It won't be a struggle for hegemony, but a celestial collision ordained to reinstate cosmic harmony. This concept of rebirth through devastation is enthralling. Following the skirmish, it's foretold its flesh will be offered as a banquet for the virtuous, signifying the downfall of the antiquated world and the advent of a novel era. Its unyielding hide, once a barrier against all assaults, will be refashioned into a canopy beneath which the pious will rejoice. This exemplifies how the cycle of birth and demise is inherently entwined with the essence of this entity. Nonetheless, what truly astounds is the notion that, despite its enormity, it operates not by personal volition. It's tethered to a grander fate, awaiting the instant it will enact its conclusive role. This inertia contrasts sharply with the ferocity of its being, rendering it all the more cryptic. It isn't propelled by wrath or ambition, but by a design that surpasses mortal comprehension. The heritage of this entity transcends temporal and spatial confines. It's not merely a mythical construct but a mirror of our own disquietudes and anxieties. It encapsulates all that eludes human agency, the inscrutable, the ungovernable, the unavoidable. Be it in sacred scriptures, literary works, or cinematic portrayals, it continues to inspire narratives that probe the limits of human subsistence. What renders this figure so perennial is its capacity to adjust to diverse epochs and societies. Each cohort interprets it distinctively, molding it in accordance with their specific phobias and aspirations. Despite this, irrespective of its depiction, its core remains unchanged, a power that eludes comprehension and reminds us of our insignificance in the immense cosmos. So long as the ocean retains its aura of secrecy, this myth will endure. It requires no visibility to incite fear, it suffices to acknowledge its presence, submerged in the abyss, patiently awaiting. Perhaps this is precisely what renders it so riveting, the assurance that, however far we progress, there will perpetually be something we cannot attain. Care to continue uncovering more about haunting legends and inexplicable enigmas? Subscribe forthwith and become part of this odyssey into the unfathomable.